Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. And today we are going to do a roster review. Yeah, that's why I promised to you guys that I will be doing a roster review based on the 5 chosen players from the comment box below of our previous videos. As what you can see right over here. So if you are new players and if you are looking for some guidance on your roster in terms of your C.T.Ps, in terms of your comic card, and in terms of your characters build as well, make sure you watch this video and stay until the end so that you won't miss anything, because this kind of roster review might give you a better idea of how to improve your characters and how to progress well on your roster in terms of many aspects like C.T.Ps, like custom gear, like comic cards, like ISO set, and many others. So make sure you stay until the end. So without any further ado, let's dive into it. So the first one, we got Josh4027 from Royal Fighters. Congratulations. Alright, so let's take a look. Alright, the card set seems to be not that bad. A very good card set for free-to-play players. So now let's take a look here. Attack speed is okay. Crit rate and crit damage are fine as well. All attack, not bad. Physical attack and energy attack, not bad as well. And you got the ideal stat of ignore defense. That is very nice. But your cooldown is a bit low, to be honest. You need to bump up at least 5 to 10% more of your cooldown. And then you got a lot of bad stat on the right hand side. That's not cool, bro. It's as bad as it sounds. Fire resist, cold resist, and lightning resist. Obviously you don't need this kind of stuff, my dude. So what you have to do here, alright, so let me check. This Gwenpool card is nice, but the stats are just horrible. You got 2 bad stats here, so reroll this card. This Loki card is okay, the stats are not bad at all, but the quality is just too low. Try to reload to get a better quality version of this card. And then this Marvel Future Fight card is just not that good anymore. You have to change this eventually, because it doesn't have any all attack as a primary stat. So change this card right away. And since cooldown is one of your biggest issues, so you should be looking for the cards that have cooldown and all attack as a primary stat. To be honest, the Black Widow premium card is the best for you. So let's see if you're lucky enough to get the Black Widow premium card from those booty boxes. I mean World Boss booty boxes. Once you got that, your problem will be fixed. Otherwise, try to get the Loki number 1 card from the legendary better, because it also has a cooldown as a primary stat, so you can consider that actually. And then this Loki card is okay, not bad. And then this Black Panther card is not bad as well. Alright, so let's move on. Okay, Authority is nice, but of course Regen is definitely the best option for him, and if possible, try to get his latest uniform. The black uniform is a must-buy uniform for Silver Surfer. Alright, so let's move on. Regen on Jean Grey, that is nice, and the ISO set is correct as well. How about Cyclops? What is this? Okay, a PvP Obelisk, that's not bad at all. How about Professor X? A damage proc Obelisk for PvE content, okay. Energy, okay. Shadow with a C.T.P of Rage, that's not bad, I guess. But to be honest, Sharon doesn't really need a Rage. A C.T.P of Energy is just good enough for her. Perhaps you can just save this up for someone else. Alright, so let's move on. Iron Man with a Transcendence. Okay, you build him for Alliance Conquest and Shadowland only, I guess. How about Star-Lord? Not bad as well. Transcendence again. Okay, how about Lunar Snow? No C.T.P for Lunar Snow. Are you kidding me, bro? What is this? This is not even an Obelisk. This is a wrong Obelisk, by the way. Perhaps you can just unequip that C.T.P of Rage from Sharon and give it to Lunar Snow. Lunar Snow definitely deserves a C.T.P, bro. Give her a C.T.P of Rage and you won't be disappointed at all. Alright, let's move on. Okay, Destruction on Captain Marvel, that's not bad. By the way, this is a wrong ISO set, bro. Smart Raccoon, this is not the in-game Rocket Raccoon we are talking about. You need to fix your car so that you don't have to equip this kind of ISO set. I know, because of the cooldown, so you equip this kind of ISO set, but this is definitely not good for long term. So you're gonna fix that. So now let's go down and see what is happening there. Alright, I found something that is very interesting. I noticed that your Thanos is a level 60 but with no uniform. That is not cool, bro. please get yourself an in-game uniform. He's a PvP monster with that uniform. And the other problem is you don't even have a C.T.P on Thanos. What is going on? This Obelisk is okay, 3 seconds invincibility, but definitely not good for long term. Try to give him a regen if possible. So let's move on. Okay, you got Beta Rebuild and level 60, that's not bad. How about this Obelisk? Okay, this Obelisk is fantastic. That increased damage by a certain percentage for one attack for 5 seconds is what you should be looking for when it comes to a damage proc Obelisk. That is very nice. But bro, where is your Phoenix 5 uniform for Colossus? Whoo! Okay, a C.T.P of Insight. That is interesting. So that means you are building him as a PvP support, but bro, you need his Phoenix 5 uniform in order to have the best support version of Colossus. This uniform is just a hot trash, alright? Other than that, everything seems to be fine. It seems that you know which characters to build up to tier 2, that's not bad. So just fix your cooldown on your card and some of the weird Obelisk and some of the smart raccoon ISO set. Other than that, you are doing a very good job here. Respect. Next up, we got Axe Projector from Cosmic League. Congratulations. Alright, so now let's take a look at your characters first. Okay, you got 3 tier 3 characters, that's not bad I guess. Energy is nice, but you got the wrong ISO set, bro. You need an offensive ISO set. Alright, so okay, this ISO set is correct. You need an offensive ISO set just like this. So please keep that in mind. But what is this? Whew, this is trash. This Obelisk is just whatever. Give her a C.T.P of Rage if possible. How about Captain Marvel? What is this? This ISO set is just whatever. What is happening, bro? This Obelisk, I mean, this invincibility is nice, but other than that, Captain Marvel doesn't really need the mind damage or the cold damage either. So you gotta fix that. How about Hawk? Blessing of Asgard ISO set is okay. It is okay since Hawk damage is based on a percentage of your HP rather than physical attack, which is very unique. I assume you know that. So it has that max HP on it, which is very nice, but the movement speed is just viral. So for Hawk, I believe a binary power or DDE ISO set might be the best for him. And then this C.T.P of refinement is just good enough if you don't have a C.T.P of regeneration. Alright, let's move on. Okay, this Obelisk is trash. Okay, wrong Obelisk again. Wrong Obelisk again, what is happening? Wrong Obelisk again and wrong ISO set as well. What is happening, bro? So I feel like you must be a brand new player. Your issue seems to be very obvious. Wrong ISO set, wrong Obelisk as well. Okay, so this is what you need to do. In terms of Obelisk, you need either a damage proc Obelisk or an invincibility proc Obelisk, depending on what game mode you want to focus. If you want to focus on PvE game mode, you need a damage proc Obelisk. This is how a damage proc Obelisk looks like. You need to have this stat. Increase damage by a certain percentage for one attack for 5 seconds. Other than that, this is how a PvP Obelisk looks like. You need to have an invincibility proc just like this. Besides that, in terms of ISO set, just focus on getting the offensive ISO set, either Hawkeyes, Power Angry Hawk or Overdrive ISO set depending on what stat you are looking for, as what I have mentioned just now. Other than that, alright, let me take a look at your Uru. Do you have Uru on Sharon? Okay. Alright. Okay. I totally don't understand. Alright, so for new players, I would suggest don't touch anything on Uru first because the impact isn't really that big. Focus on your ISO set and custom gear and your card set as well. For Uru, maybe you need to watch some of the tutorial video to understand it before equipping those Uru, because obviously you are just wasting your Uru here. You see, recovery rate. What is this? Sharon doesn't need the recovery rate, bro. And then in terms of characters, alright, let me check for Cyclops. Get his latest uniform, his Phoenix 5 uniform. He's very decent with that uniform. Taskmaster as well. get his latest uniform. He's very good as a support with his latest uniform. Other than that, build up your Jing rate and get her latest uniform. Build up your Doctor Strange. I mean the epic quest character like Doctor Strange, Deadpool, Mr. Fantastic and Beta Ray build as well. And then try to build up your Quicksilver as well and get his latest uniform. Other than that, alright, let me check. Build up your Nemo as well. He's very decent at his tier 2. Build up your Star-Lord as well and get his latest uniform. And then build up your Mysterio as well and try to build up your Darkhawk as well. He is very decent even without his uniform. So I think that's all for the characters build. So now let's take a look at your card. Wow, this is like, I don't know, we're already in 2020, but this is like 10 years ago card set. That's not cool, bro. Okay, what a surprise, bro. I'm wondering where are you hiding your physical attack? And you got like 6% of all attack. That's not cool, bro. And you only got like 12.9% of ignore defense and 7% of cooldown. What a surprise. Let's be honest, I changed all these cards right away. I don't even need to look at the card set, I already know. You see, what is this? This is just whatever. So for card stack, cooldown and ignore defense are always a top priority when it comes to card stack. You need like around 27% to 30% of cooldown and 27% to 30% of ignore defense. And then followed by all attack, energy attack and physical attack. So get as much all attack, physical attack and energy attack as much as possible. So always look for those cards that have cooldown, ignore defense and all attack as a primary stat. There are two best premium cards that you can get from the Thor Ragnarok Legendary Battle. What you need to do is just to purchase this uniform, which is obviously not the best uniform for Thor, but you just purchase this uniform and upgrade it to heroic level to get the premium card for free. And then you're gonna do the exact same thing with Loki Ragnarok uniform to get the Loki #1 card. And it's gonna cost you like 1050 crystal for each of the uniform. So this is one of the most cheapest way to get those best premium card, which is very nice, and it's gonna help you a lot. I mean, it's really a lot. It's gonna transform your account from 0 to hero. Other than that, you should get the F2P Loki card from the Dimension mission. That is one of the best F2P card in the game right now. So get all this card and you are done. Moving on, we got SDK Rules from SAS Warriors here. So let's take a look. Wow, this is a completely free to play card set here. That's interesting. Alright, so let's take a look. Okay, you got no attack speed at all. That's not cool, bro. Obviously, it seems that you are lacking of ignore defense and cooldown at the moment. You need at least 10% more of your cooldown and 10% more or maybe 15% of your ignore defense, and try your best to eliminate all those bad stuff on the right hand side. You got almost all the resistance except for the fire resist. Are you kidding me, bro? So what you have to do here is to remove this Ant-Man card no matter what. You have to remove this immediately. This is hot trash. And then this is a wrong Thor card, by the way. This is not good. And then this Avengers card is just not good as well. So you have to change them right away. And then it's fine to keep this Loki card. But the stat could be much better, to be honest. You got 3 best stats here, my dude. Movement speed, lightning resist and poison resist. This is just horrible. And then this Uncanny X-Men card is okay. I mean, it's fine to put it as your current card set at the moment, but you have to change this eventually. This is not the best card by any means. So same case as the previous account, try to get that 2 Loki premium card from the Legendary Battle, because both has cooldown and ignore defense as a primary stat, which are the stats that you are lacking of right now. So if you have both of them, your issue will be fixed. Simple as that. So now let's take a look at your characters. Okay, authority on Wanda, that is nice, but why are you using I am also good ISO set? This is a wrong ISO set, bro. You have to fix that. Thanos, okay. Wolverine, okay. 5-star Obelisk. Not bad, but if possible, give him a regen. Since you have his latest uniform, he is super powerful with a regen in Alliance Conquest. So if you like to play Alliance Conquest, give him a regen. Otherwise, it's okay to keep this. Let's move on. Judgment on Sharon Rogers. Are you kidding me, bro? Does Sharon do any of the elemental damage? Bro, you have just wasted a C.T.P. Unequip this and give it to someone else like Lunar Snow or Professor X or maybe Jingray. Since you have her at level 70, whew, a C.T.P. of refinement on Jingray. Bro, stop doing this. This is by far the biggest mistake you have ever made. Jin is one of the best or probably the best PvP character in the game right now, but you are giving her the worst C.T.P. in the game right now. Bro, I feel bad for you. She deserves more than that. Give her a C.T.P. of authority or a regen if you are planning to build her for PvP. By the way, this is a wrong ISO set as well. And then speaking of Sharon Rogers, C.T.P. of energy is by far the best C.T.P. for Sharon Rogers. So please fix this. Judgment is basically not made for Sharon Rogers. And then this ISO set is wrong as well. You need an offensive ISO set as what I have mentioned earlier. Alright, let's move on. Okay, this is hot trash. How about this? Okay, hot trash as well. What is this? Alright, so let me see all the way to the bottom. Okay, so it seems like you are a brand new player. Alright, so by looking at your characters, there's few things that you have to do some changes in order for you to progress well on your roster. Alright, so first of all, you need an offensive ISO set for most of your characters, unless you are building them specifically for PvP content. So there's a very niche situation we are talking about. So most of the time you need either Power Angry Hawk ISO set, Hawkeyes or Overdrive ISO set, just like your Thanos. Secondly, it seems like you are totally not sure with what C.T.P. to put on your characters. So I would suggest you to go through my C.T.P. guide so that you know who to put them on, so that you know what to do with your C.T.Ps. Thirdly, as far as custom gear goes, you need either a damage prop obelisk or an invincibility prop obelisk, depending on what you want to do with your characters. And then last but not least, stop upgrading those non-T3 characters to level 70 like Chorus. You are not going to use him except for Alliance Conquest, like War Tiger, unless you are building him for Alliance Conquest. Otherwise, just remaining him and Chorus at tier 2 level 60 is just more than enough. Next up, we got Keima97 from Q-Force. Congratulations! That is awesome. You got tier 3 Silver Surfer and tier 3 Quicksilver as well. That's not bad at all. Alright, so these cards are definitely looking good. So let's see what we got here. Attack speed, that is nice. Crit rate okay. Crit damage okay as well. All attack not bad. Physical attack and energy attack is a bit low. Both could be much better. But you got the ideal set of ignore defense, that is not bad. And perhaps you need another 5% more of cooldown. What you have to do here is to change this Punisher card right away. This is not a good card, obviously. There are many F2P cards that you can get from the game right now. Like obviously you are missing one of the best premium card here in your card set, which is the Loki number 2 card. In that card, you can get extra cooldown and energy attack as a primary stat, which is very nice. And then you also has that ignore defense as a primary stat. And then you are also able to get the all attack from the secondary stat as well, which is definitely the card that you need the most right now. So get the Loki card and replace this Punisher card. And then the rest, okay, this is not bad. Not bad as well. Alright, this is not bad. This card is good, but the stat could be much better. Alright, let's take a look here. Energy, that is nice. How about Quicksilver energy as well, that is not bad. Regen on Silver Surfer, that is nice. This is the best C.T.P. for Silver Surfer in PvP. Alright, let's move on. Regen on Thanos as well. That is very nice. It seems that you know what you are doing with your build. And then this ISO set, 4 ISO set is correct as well. How about Jean Grey? Okay, so you are using Jean Grey in both PvE and PvP game mode, I guess. This Obelisk is almost similar to a C.T.P of destruction. The guard break and the damage proc is very nice. So let's move on. How about this? Okay, cold damage on Deadpool. Seriously? But it's okay. I mean the damage procs are good for Deadpool. So let's move on. Rage, okay. Cyclops, okay. Okay, not bad. Destruction, that is nice. How about Sharon Rogers? The 200% damage proc is very nice. Okay, 4-star Obelisk, okay. Destruction, okay, not bad. Energy, not bad as well. Destruction on Spider-Man, that is interesting. Yeah, everything seems to be fine here. As what I can see, almost all of your tier 3 characters are having a very decent build in terms of custom gear, in terms of C.T.P, and in terms of ISO set as well. That is really nice. Alright, let me go all the way to the bottom and see. Wow, you have a lot of tier 2 characters here. That is awesome. Okay, that's really nice. Alright, so I guess Odin should be your next focus, and if possible, get yourself his All-Father's uniform. He's just way too powerful with that uniform. Alright, so let's move on. Okay, you didn't upgrade weapon hacks to tier 2. Right move. You have saved up a mega tier 2 ticket because basically we are only using weapon hacks in Rule Boss Ultimate as a striker, and you can basically get all the good stuff from a 6-star. So yeah, just remain her as 6-star is more than enough. And then try to bring Ulysses and Darkhawk to tier 2 because they are very solid in Shadowland even without any uniform. So yeah, just spend some of the materials and bring them to tier 2. Other than that, as what I can see here, you know who to build up and who not to build up, which is very nice. You are definitely on the right track, bro. What you have to do is just to change that Punisher card, change that card right away. Other than that, you are doing a very good job here. Respect, bro. Last but not least, we got Poise D04 here. Wow, that is a very interesting IGN, so let's take a look here. Okay, ISO set is nice, but you equip the most valuable PvP weapon for Sharon Rogers. That is a bad move, bro. Sharon is not a PvP character, so just unequip this grid and give it to the right character, which is definitely Jean Grey, and she is a PvP monster with a C.T.P of grid. And then for Sharon, just give her a C.T.P of energy if possible. Let's move on. Okay, that's not bad. I'm very impressed with this Obelisk, especially the 200% damage proc and crit damage. That is not bad. How about Captain America? Not that good to be honest. How about Star-Lord? 3-star Obelisk, whatever. How about Silver Surfer? Okay, that is not bad, I guess. Not bad as well. What is happening to your Human Torch? This is not even an Obelisk, bro. No damage proc and no invincibility proc. Please fix this. And bro, seriously? No love for the God of Thunder. I mean, not even one uniform for the MVP of Infinity War. And this ISO set is trash as well. This Obelisk is not good either. I guess you should at least buy his Thor Ragnarok uniform for the Loki premium card. And we will talk about that in a minute when it comes to the card review. But this uniform is just whatever. Alright, so let me move all the way to the bottom and see. Okay, obviously you are a brand new player, so what you need to do here is to, okay, so let me check. Alright, so try to get all the epic quest characters to at least level 60 and get their latest uniform as well, like Doctor Strange, like Deadpool, and Mr. Fantastic as well, and try to build up your beta review to level 60 as well. And then for native tier 2, if you want to focus on PvE game mode, just build up your Quicksilver and get his latest uniform as well. Otherwise, just go for Thanos if you want to focus on PvP. And then just avoid building the rest of the Black Order. They are just not useful anymore in the current state of the game, except for some of the Shadowland stages and perhaps some of the Alliance Conquest. Other than that, alright, so let me check. Alright, so for free-to-play characters, try to build up your big shop. He's quite solid. Cyclops is not a bad choice either, but he definitely needs his Phoenix 5 uniform. in order to be that good. And then Mysterio is not bad as well. Same goes to Shadow Shell. She is very solid even without a uniform. And then the rest, alright, so let me check. Alright, so as I said, Darkhawk is not a bad choice either. Alright, so now let's take a look at your card set. Okay, this seems to be not that bad. Let's see. Alright, I see a lot of blanks at the beginning which make me worried. But anyways, you got the ideal stat of ignore defense and cooldown, which is very nice. However, the all attack, physical attack and energy attack are just way too low. And then you got 0% of attack speed, 0% of crit rate, and last but not least, you got 0% of crit damage as well, which is kind of like you are missing some of the important stats, but of course they are not as important as those stats like cooldown, ignore defense and all attack. But anyways, let's take a look at your card set here. This Loki card is not bad. How about this? Alright, this card is not bad either, but this Avengers card is definitely not the top priority. Yeah, this is just whatever. This Lunar Snow card is not good either. I know it's a quality 6 card and it has that cooldown and ignore defense, which is very nice, but you know, I can't see any of the attack stat on this card. Let me say that again, you don't have any attack stat on this card, which is not cool, bro. Those low-key premium cards that I've been mentioning are way better than this card, so yeah. Change this Lunar Stone and this Avengers card right away, they are just horrible. And then this Granblue card is nice, but the you got the worst stat ever, I would say. The random option, I mean, only the ignore defense is fine. Other than that, they are just whatever. Lightning resist, all defense and movement speed. Are you kidding me, bro? Why are you keeping all this stuff? But anyways, this is a good card. Just reroll to get the stat that you are looking for. This card has energy attack and physical attack on it, but I can't see any of that in your cards here. So yeah, just reroll this card and change that Lunar Snow and that poor Avengers card right away and you are done. Alright guys, so that's all for the roster review, and I actually noticed that a lot of players are actually not sure with what to do when it comes to the characters build in terms of the card, in terms of the custom gear, C.T.P, ISO set and all that stuff. So I hope this video will help you, especially for new players, so that you know what to do to avoid those unnecessary mistakes and eventually progressing well on your roster. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell, and thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.